Coach Chris Pollard and a trio of sophomores in Chris Crabtree, Bryce Jarvis, and Michael Rothenberg before we get to our student-athlete questions. Coach, if you'd open us up with some comments.
Yeah, I said after we got back from the Super Regional last year that I thought Lubbock was the most difficult environment that I'd ever been in college baseball, and tonight was more difficult. It was a really electric environment. Credit to the fans in Morgantown and to the job that West Virginia's done to create so much excitement around their program that you had that type of atmosphere in the stands tonight. But I thought that the difference in the ball game was the composure and poise that our kids showed, the way we competed for it. And that starts and ends with Bryce Jarvis and the job that he did on the mound. It was one of the best jobs, if not the best job I've ever seen of just managing the moment and not letting everything else going on around you affect your ability to perform. You know, we said before the game, we go over our pregame notes one more time right after we run, about 10 minutes before the first pitch. And I told our guys, just let it all be white noise. Let all that noise be white noise, and use it to stay in your process and use it to be in the moment. And Bryce was a perfect example of that, and he pitched an unbelievable game tonight.
Thank you very much, Coach. Now, questions for our student-athletes.
Bryce, the off-speed stuff really seemed to be working for you tonight. Kept the hitters off balance. 8 innings, this longest game of your season so far. So run me through the off-speed stuff and how that really played tonight.
Yeah, sure. Off-speed's been a big part of my game this year, and looking to improve on it from last year. And you know, changeup's been my favorite pitch for a long time, and I think that's the best it's felt all season. And that was just a big key in being able to keep guys off balance. Just mixing that with the fastball, and then also mixing some sliders in, I think, was the key to keeping guys off balance.
Is that normal where you can get right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters on it? Usually it's one or the other.
Yeah, I think that was one of the adjustments that I made from last year, is being able to throw it to righties. And it's a different visual, I think, with the righty and a lefty in the box, and just picking out targets to throw to for each batter, I think has really helped me, been able to throw it to both hitters.
What's your thought process there with the guy on third and one out? Obviously you come up and strike out the next two batters.
I mean, just keep pitching. Filling up the zone has been working all night. Why stop now? Just keep making pitches that I know I can make, and you know, hope they keep going my way.
Chris and Mike, when you were in the on-deck circle and then your coach kind of said, you know, kind of make a white noise, how hard was that to do with the fans being rude and rowdy and very nice?
I like to say it's kind of fun. You know, you make it what it is, and you know, you hear a few jokes and they're pretty good. Sometimes you smile, you laugh at it. Just keep it light. Don't take it too serious.
Yeah, I mean, that place was electric. It's always fun being able to play in a place like that. It's rare, you know, to play in front of fans that passionate. Yeah, like Crab said, you can make it fun. You definitely make it fun tuning it out, and just the best part about it is when you hear them go quiet.
Have you guys ever been in a game where a coach and a fan got ejected?
No.
That's the first. That's the first.
What are you thinking on that triple to center field? Obviously he's a great center fielder and you got to go up on it, but
yeah. He started me off with a changeup. I thought it was a pretty good pitch, and I felt like he was going to come back with it at some point in the at-bat. He never ended up doing it, and I missed a few fastballs earlier in the at-bat, kind of found him straight back, and he left a 2-strike fastball up in the zone, and I was able to drive it to center.
Any other questions for our student-athletes? All right, thank you very much for your time, guys. All right, now questions for Coach.
Coach, I played the plate in the third inning that got overturned. Obviously, it was a key turning point. Allowed you to add those 2 insurance runs. How big were those 2 runs, and then what did you see, you know, via replay or you know, that made you want to challenge that from the start?
Honestly, I thought when the play happened that Lopafito was out, but I thought it was close enough and you know, the way replay works, any play at the plate is not charged to the team or to the coach. So you've got two times that you can kind of throw the flag, so to speak, throw the red flag or initiate a challenge. But anytime there's a play at the plate, that is an automatic review if requested. So I felt like, even though it appeared from my angle that Loperfido was out, I felt like we had nothing to lose by sending that to challenge. And so we just kind of took a chance. And we got the overturn there. And then Chris Crabtree did a good job. I said to Chris during the long delay, I said, just be fastball ready coming out of this break. And he did a great job of being on time with it. And, you know, that separation was big because, you know, had we not pushed those two across, now every time that West Virginia gets a guy on base, the tying run's standing at the plate. And with this crowd tonight, that would have been an even tougher environment for our kids to try to push through.
Those 2 runs in the first inning are obviously important because the game ends up getting a little choppy there, kind of in the 3rd and 4th.
I thought it was a great job with 2 outs by Mervis and Rothenberg. Mervis gave us a tremendous at-bat right there with 2 outs to extend the inning after, you know, Manoa was really dominant the first 2 batters. And so I thought that was huge. At the time, I thought just extending the inning was a small victory because, you know, we were very conscious of trying to grind Manoa's pitch count as much as we could. You know, we knew he's been really good at getting deep into ball games, and we just said, we just gotta. Every time we force him to throw an extra pitch or 2, that's a subtle win, and maybe we get him there in the 6th or 7th instead of the 8th or 9th. And you know, it worked out that way. And I thought the job we did there in the 3rd, where we really shrunk up the zone, and we haven't always been good at that this year, but we were really disciplined in that moment in the 3rd, and that probably allowed us to, you know, to create those 2 runs.
What do you think about Manoa? Obviously, ultra competitive and kind of had little struggles there at the beginning, but really kind of.
I love him. I love guys that pitch with passion. I love guys that pitch with intensity. Young man's going to have a great big league career, a long big league career. He's got the body for it. Obviously, got a great fastball. You know, the thing that was surprising to me, the breaking ball was better than I thought it would be. He could glove strike it when he needed to. He got a couple of backwards Ks on it where our guys are geared up to fastball, and that pitch starts out of the zone and winds up in the zone. And then he's also got the ability to start that slider in the zone. And he also threw some really good changeups. He froze our 8-hole guy Shrek on a changeup, and he was as good as advertised. He really was. You know, it's pretty neat. We knew this was going to be a pitching-dominated regional, and we've seen 2 guys back-to-back in Doxaxis and now Manoa that are both All-Americans are going to pitch in the big league. So a great experience for our guys.
Any other questions for Coach Pollard?
What did you think of Gerard coming out in the 9th? I mean, he kind of struggled yesterday. I mean, what did you think of today?
Loved it. We preach process. We preach next pitch mentality. We talk all the time about being where your feet are. And the only way you can do what he did tonight is to be in the moment. If you have any part of you that's still worried about, still fretting about yesterday, you can't go out and do what he did. He's a perfect example of why our kids play with process, and they do such a great job with it. I'm really, really excited for him, and it sets him up to be great the rest of the week.
All right, Coach Pollard, thank you very much for your time.